Hey dreamers, I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, singer, songwriter, musician, and avid fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite song is. Could it be Dyers Eve? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Dyers Eve, the last track from Injustice for All, and it's a song that a lot of you have been excited for. We can't wait to get into this, you say. We can't wait to hear your opinion on this, you say. Some of you have been very upset about my review of To Live Is To Die, Eye of the Beholder. Some of the last half of this record has been really falling off, in my opinion. So I'll let you know up front that I think this song is going to be you'll be a little happier about this one. I don't know if it'll crack the top or not. All I know is that we're grading it on the following categories. We have lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. It's a 0 to 4 scale for each category with a grand possible total of 20 points. So we'll see if it cracks the top 10. I believe it has to get 15 or more to beat Orion to get to the 10th place. So we'll see if it makes it. But like I said, hit that subscribe button and make sure you also check out some of Midnight Notion's music. I got music everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get it online. I'm sure you can find it. Let's get into the song. We got 5 minutes and 13 seconds of thrash metal to get through. Also, maybe before we hit the song, what does this title mean? Does anybody know what the title means? Because it can't be a name. It's not a proper noun because there's no apostrophe S. If it was Dyer, the name, I know there's a character in At the Mountains of Madness, which is an H.P. Lovecraft it's a short story, but it's long. I know that that's a character in that, and I know that James has already written a few things related to Cthulhu, so maybe he knows Dyer from that. But it can't be a name because it would be apostrophe S. And Dyer as a profession would be like someone who dyes clothes or dyes things different colors. And so it can't be that because that would also have an apostrophe. So I'm not really sure what Dyers Eve? Do your thoughts ever pop into your head? Do your mind ever turn? I don't know what it means. Tell me what it means. Let's get into the song. I want to point out that when we get to the end of this pattern, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the first time through, it's tom, tom, snare, snare. The second time through, it's snare, 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 snare. Listen to it. And kick, kick. Now that's how you start a song. Yeah, I'm pumped up. Finally! It took us 9 songs to get there, but now we finally have a beginning that is proper metal, that is proper thrash. Mwah! What a way to start. I want to call out these hits. Bump, 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 bump. The cymbal, the drums are just crashing the cymbal and muting it. The guitar is going. This pattern comes back so many times throughout the song, but it changes up a little bit. Sometimes it's the stops. Sometimes instead of the guitars going, they're not actually playing notes, I don't think. I think they're just scratching. I don't know. We'll have to listen again. But later in the song, we hear the crash is not muted. It's like crash and kick drum. And then he's doing a tom fill. So that same pattern is going to come back throughout. I want you to watch for it, listen for it. Raise your hand when you think it is there. I'll probably point it out every time. But we start off with the hits and the guitar scratch. Hit, guitar scratch. Now, I think the next time it's tom fill, but we'll find out. There it is. So right there, they're all hitting, I think, if I'm not mistaken, those sounded like cymbal mutes, but there's no way he's muting that and then playing. No, yeah, it's too fast. There's no way you would drop a stick. You would, I mean, to be able to stop, mute, play the fill, I am willing to bet that this was a studio trick, that they recorded the hits and then they added the toms later. Because there's no way. I mean, you know Lars. You know Lars. Even at the height of his drumming, that is very fast. You have to have a hand. Like, you know what? I usually get the guitar out. I'm going to get some drumsticks out. In order to pull off a proper cymbal mute, you have to be able to hit the cymbal with the stick and then with your other hand, grab the cymbal. Okay? You can, in some cases, in rare cases, you can hit it with one hand and grab it with the other hand. But the problem is, in order to grab it long enough to get a psh, look at where my hand is. Now I have to get my hand from here all the way back to holding the stick and being able to play a fill. Psh, boo-doo-doo, psh, doo-doo-doo, psh, doo-doo-doo. It's not happening with one hand. And even if I use two, psh, boo-doo-doo, psh, boo-doo-doo, psh, boo-doo-doo, you're going to be going around the kit. I know he had a pretty big kit. He had a lot of toms at this point. I'm picturing the white kit. Was it Pearl? Was this pre-Tama? I don't know. But he would have had multiple cymbals, but even if you grab the closest one, you do a tom fill, psh, next one, do-do-do, psh, you're going all the way around like this because it's he's not playing the same tom every time. And to stop it and then play, I don't know. I am willing to bet. I'm willing to put some money on it. Not a whole lot because I'm a broke musician, but I'm willing to bet that they recorded the stops separately and they stitched in the tom fills later because live, he's just going to go he's just going to hit it. He's not going to cymbal mute that. I'm on to you. I'm on to you, Lars. Okay, now we have the stop. Da, 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 da. That's the other part. So we have the hits and the triplets. Do, 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 do. It might not be triplets. It might just be straight. But anyway, we have the hits. And then we have this variation of it, which still feels like it has that hit. Bum, ba, da, da, ba. It's just a different rhythm, but it's still kind of, it's almost a callback. It's almost a reference to the hits. So we have those two coming back throughout the whole song. Really cool. Double kick. The guitars are just holding out notes. Bah, bah, and the drums are just going to town with that double kick. Brrr, I'm energized. I like that drag there. Da-da, da-da. It's cool. It's in straight time, but just because of the choice, it kind of feels like a... we're not quite there. It feels like you're climbing over him. We're going so fast, and then just to have it, they could have just done a bam, bam, but it doesn't have the same effect. This ta-ta, ta-ta. It has a staccato to it. Ta-ta, ta-ta. I love it. Another verse. There's some really cool fills going on in this song. You could tell if you've been joining this whole journey up until now. I've fallen out a little bit on this record, but this one's bringing me back around. I love this song a lot. This is a lot of fun. There's the stops, just the straight, yeah, straight pattern. There's that hit, da, 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 da. So we have a part of the chorus and the da, 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 calling back again to that same riff. Again, brilliant use of introducing a riff, bringing it back throughout, but not overdoing it. Like they're using it a lot, but they're not overdoing it. They're reserving it for the time when it matters. It makes a difference that it happens now and not throughout. If we go back to oh, we, oh, and the riff that they use throughout that song, it keeps playing over and over, and it's so slow. This is refreshing. Even this change up here feels earned. They just go into that straight pattern, but it doesn't feel like a different song because we still have the same kind of energy, the same feel. It just feels like a slight breath. Right now the guitars are a little bit more riffy. They were just holding out in the verses. Now they're riffy for the chorus. The drums were going full thrash for the verses. Now they're going straight for the verses. So they kind of inverted, right? Drums playing fast, guitars barely doing anything, and then drums playing straight and guitars doing more. They're inverting, and it matches and it feels right. This is great. I love it. Back to the main riff. Quick chorus, just get to the point. Yeah. Again, they could have taken that riff much further, but they're just getting to the point. This is one of those songs. I want to say this is almost radio friendly because it just gets to the point. We don't have all these long extended intros. And don't get me wrong, I love me a good long extended intro. But for a thrash song, when you're going this fast, just get to the point, man. We don't need 7, 8, 9 minutes of this. We want just energy unleashed right now. Anger, aggression, let it all out and go out in the world with a positive attitude, right? You're all going to be positive after listening to the song? You're not going to be going into the comments just to hit dislike? Huh? I like the end of the end of the verses, how the guitars just stop and it's still just drums and allows dun 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 dun. It's just vocals and drums, and I don't know. It's a cool way to end a verse. But the drums aren't doing like a straight fill. It's not a full stop. It could be a full stop, but maybe that could be a fun way to do it live. Ba-da-ba-ba, and just everything stops, right? But I think it's cool. It's unique. It's different. Than what they've been doing so far anyway. I'm having so much fun. A lot of hi-hat. I also just realized we haven't heard the ride cymbal in a while. Has there been any ride cymbal in Injustice for All? I don't remember. I feel like the last time I pointed it out might have been Ride the Lightning. Did they even use it? Did he even use it at all in Master of Puppets? I don't remember. The ride cymbal, where did you go? We'll hear it again, I know for sure, in the Load and Reload records, but we haven't heard it in a while. Maybe that's why he doesn't use it anymore. He never puts it in songs. Just an interesting observation. I like that. All right, I need a change. Oh no. Okay, all right, switching it up. That last time they only did it 3 times through the riff, and instead of tom tom snare snare, it went snare 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 snare, and then they added and they made it. They kept it 4/4. Let's count that again. Let's go back. Yeah. Okay. So usually in the intro and then in this section, they had that extra just 2/4 measure in there, unless you're counting it differently. I know I have a tendency to count it my own way. If you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I don't feel like that's it. I feel like it's 1 2 3 4 1 2. It's a fast song. It feels fast paced. So it felt like a 2/4 measure in there, and then that last time through it was 4/4. So switching up the riff again, and now we got a solo. Earn. They earn it. Yeah. Up to the 2. That sounds like the 2 to me. I have never actually learned how to play this song, but if the one of the chord or the one of the key is E, it feels like an F sharp to me. I don't know, but they do that a lot, and this feels like that's what they're doing. Ooh. Back to the E. I mean, come on. How do you not bang your head? Double kick playing all the way through. Brrr, all these quick, fast fills. The guitars are just shredding. I mean, come on. If you're not banging your head right now, it's because I'm talking. Let's get back to the song. Yeah. Wait, bum. There was little shortest straw in there. Pulled for you. Just a little bit of shortest straw. Let's see. Oh, you hear that? Now we got it inverted again. We got on the guitar and then a snare cymbal mute. Snare, cymbal, mute cymbal. Now that is either he's taking the snare and bringing that hand up to mute the cymbal, or he's muting it with the same hand. Either or it also could be possible that it's just the cymbal recorded and then they added the snare later on. That is a thing you can do in recording. You can add things that are not actually playable. I'm not saying that it's not playable. I'm just saying that's an option. They also could have recorded a full-on and then just faded it out really quickly. Took the fader and there are options. I don't know which one it is. I'm going to give him credit. I'm going to say right now that I believe in his ability to mute a cymbal after a snare cymbal hit, but I'm just saying. Another verse. The other thing that makes that really cool, that verse where it stops, I know that we only have a few seconds left. I shouldn't have stopped it there. But when they stop at the end of the verse, he's been playing on the hi-hat for the whole time. When they do the stop and the guitar stop playing, it's just the vocals and just the drums. He switches to the crash cymbal. Makes it like thicker, fills out the sound a little bit more. If he was still on the hi-hat, it would be kind of weak. So switching to the cymbals there is really cool. I'm going to back it up just a little bit so we could get a solid ending out of this. All right, let's do this. And I'm going to make sure it shuffles off this time. Little sneak peek of what's happening tomorrow. All right, Dyers Eve. We have no idea what the title is about, but let's find out what the points are about. Here we go. Lyrics. What is this song about? Well, it is about a very, very angry kid. James has had some hard times in his upbringing, a very super Christian mother who refused medicine and died of cancer because of it, and a father who basically abandoned them. So he is just kind of thrust out into society on his own, taking care of himself, and was not really prepared to deal with loss and grief and the struggles of the world. He is very, very upset at them for not preparing. This whole upbringing in this very super heavy Christian home, denying certain sciences and denying certain ways of life. Anytime that he had some sort of creativity or inspiration, it sounds like they were saying no to that, turning him down for things whenever he felt, wanted to express himself that wasn't allowed. I don't know the full story of his backstory, but I'm just saying that you can read very clearly in these lyrics that he's going, hey, you kept me from this world, and now I don't know anything about it, and here I am struggling to get by. My best friend just died in a bus accident. I'm addicted to alcohol. I don't know what to do with my life, and you're not there to support me because you just run off. Screw you, guys. I'm going home, right? It's something like that. So you can read it. It's thick in these lyrics. It's not coded. It's not some metaphor. It's very upfront, in your face. Dear mother, dear father. Straightforward. He's saying exactly how he feels. And I think that the song's aggression and the speed and just the overall just grit to this really speaks volumes to the emotions that he was feeling as he was writing these lyrics. So lyrically, I think it's pretty cool. I like the repetition of Dear Mother, Dear Father. I think that coming at the beginning of every verse and every section of every verse. There's 2 sections to each verse. So I think that's a very smart way to go about things. I think that this song could really benefit from a stronger hook. I don't think what we would call the chorus part of this song really stands out. There's not really that line, that memorable, like, this is the point. I think the only thing that really stands out lyrically is that Dear Mother, Dear Father. So we'll talk more about that in another point section. But as far as lyrically, I think these lyrics are pretty good, and I like them a lot. They're not the top of the cream of the crop. They're just kind of the next one down. I'm just gonna say it. From lyrically, this is a 3. Instrumentation. These guys are in their prime. They're at the top of their game. They're playing fast. They're shredding. They're headbanging. There is so much going on in the song, and there's so many things to love. I can't really say anything about a single riff. I don't think there's one point in this entire song that made me go, oh, weird, that doesn't belong here. Unlike some of the other songs that we've recently listened to, this one just goes all the way through, and it feels like a unit. Everyone's playing together. We don't know if Lars is actually muting the cymbals or if it's a recording trick, but either way, we're going to just pretend that he is, because that's what it sounds like. So I'm going to give him all the points available. Instrumentally, it's a 4. Composition. This song does fail in that it follows the typical verse, chorus, bridge, verse structure, but then they don't come back to the chorus at the end. And I appreciate that. They're getting straight to the point. I love the little elements, the hits, bump, how they come back in different ways throughout the song. I love the da, 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 da. That comes back and kind of becomes a call and response to a lot of other elements in the song. I love a lot of that stuff. I also love how quick the song is. It's only 5 minutes, which I guess isn't that quick, but it is shorter than their typical song length up to this point. It gets right to it. It's a really cool song. I'm just going to knock them because it does tend to follow that same structure. And again, just like I said in lyrics, it misses that hook. It needs that one super memorable moment. Otherwise, really spectacular. This one, compositionally, it's a 3. Memorability. You've been hearing me talk about it already, but this is the point where we have to bring it down a little bit. I have to be honest. What makes something memorable? Repetition. The riffs, repeating a lot. I do remember the and the da 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 da, and there's a couple of riffs in there that maybe sing a little bit, but there isn't really, outside of Dear Mother, Dear Father, there isn't a really memorable lyric. And if you're listening to this for the first time, I don't think that you can really anticipate where the Dear Mother, Dear Father is going to fall. Because of the structure of the song, because of the little interludes between the verses, they kind of start singing before you know it's going to be a verse. There's not like a clear lead in that tells you, oh, the verse is next. You just kind of have to know. And so maybe as a musician, you might be able to anticipate it. But if I was at the concert live, this is my first time seeing them, I've heard nothing that they played ever. I would hear Dear Mother, Dear Father, and then the next time through, it's two different words. But then they do the second section of the first verse, and it's Dear Mother, Dear Father again. My brain goes, oh, that's a thing I need to remember. I could maybe sing it on the next time. And then the verse, Dear Mother, and I'm like, oh, Father! And I barely get to it, and it's already passed. And each time that part comes, I've already missed it. So I don't get that opportunity to sing as much as I want to. I have to go and read the lyrics and memorize the song in order to have something memorable. And unfortunately, that's not a great look for the song. That's okay. It's okay. I know that you love the song. I know that you remember the song. I remember it too. I'm a fan. I love this band. But as far as memorability is concerned, this one doesn't do that much to keep us remembering it. I will say the riffs are awesome. So we'll give them some points for trying, but they got to give me a better hook to be my favorite song. So, memorability, it's a 2. Emotional response. I am finally smiling. It's been, 4 songs now that I've just feel like I've been trudging along. I've been like, oh, when is it over? The songs are taking a while. They're too slow. They're too wonky. They're not transitioning well. This one finally woke me back up, got me excited, got me smiling. I feel really good. I feel really happy, and I'm excited to listen to more. It's unfortunate that it's the last song on the record because now I don't get any more. I have to wait for, 3 more years for the next release? Oh, no, better go listen to the record again. I don't know. But what I'm saying is I'm having a really good time. I love this song. I can't knock it one bit from my emotional response. So this one gets a 4. And with that, Dyers Eve, whether or not it has an apostrophe in its name, it got 16 points, which puts it in the top 10. 9th place, just barely squeezing in there. I'm so sorry, fans of Orion. Orion is no longer in the top 10, but there's Dyers Eve just beating out Fight Fire with Fire. You'll see they have the same points, but Dyers had the better composition score, so that one gets the higher point total. 1 is still holding its own at number 1. Puppets in second. Creeping Death, Blackened, Sanitarium, Ride the Lightning, Fade to Black, Damage Inc., Dyers Eve, right there at 9. I'm pretty happy. I'm a little surprised, but I think that you'll all be happy about this as well. Because let's be honest, is it really going to beat those other 8? It's really going to be tough to beat this list. However, tomorrow we start on the Black Album, and you know there is a lot of gold on that record. And I know, you might not know, but I know there's a lot of gold on Load, on Reload, and yes, even some gold on Saint Anger. Death Magnetic is a fantastic record, and of course Hardwired has plenty of really great stuff on it. So this list is going to be challenged hard. So now it's your turn. Put in the comments below, using my point score, what score would you give this song? Hit that subscribe button so that you can hear all of Midnight Notion's originals. We've got music on Spotify, on iTunes, wherever you get your music. I'd love for you to check it out and tell me what you think of my songs. Maybe use my own scoring against me if you want, as long as they're not all zeros. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow as we get into the Black Album with Enter Sandman. See you next time. Thanks for watching.